Have you ever noticed, in some books, magazines, or newspapers, and even on screens, you can always find this kind of linked characters? So, what are these things? Are they some sort of printing or rendering errors? How were these things created? And what's the purpose of their usage? Greetings, I'm Stephen. This series will introduce some knowledge of typeface designing and typography too. Okay, let's begin. These kinds of linked characters, named ligatures in typography. Ligature from Latin ligatus means to tie, bind. A ligature occurs when two or more letters are joined to form a single glyph. Let's date back to the ages when typesetting was the dominant printing method. Take a look at this metatype. I'll flip it first for the demonstration. The letter sits in a rectangular space we call the bounding box. The width of this box includes the width of the glyph and side bearings. These side bearings help to keep spacing between the letters looking just right in the ideal situation. However, certain letters such as A or TAV can cause these huge visual gaps between the letters and reducing the readability because of their shape. Allowing a portion of the glyph to extend beyond the body can be a solution, and the overhanging part is called kern. But this can cause the collision between the adjacent letters, making them impossible to align neatly. To solve this problem, the designers cast frequently used letter combinations such as FI, FL as individual metal type pieces. This practice gives rise to the ligatures. It not only enhanced visual harmony but also simplified the typesetting workflows. It quickly became popular and endures in modern digital design. In contemporary typography, ligatures can generally be divided into two major categories. The first includes standard ligatures, which eliminate unsightly collisions between connected characters and optimize reading experience. The second category consists of discretionary ligatures, which are more decorative. While the use of discretionary ligatures is not essential, they often trace their origins back to the era of movable type and even handwritten manuscripts, and their considered use can imbue a design with classical touch. Empowered by OpenType technology, designers can now create a wide variety of ligature features beyond the standard set to accommodate more complex typographic needs. In addition to connecting characters, ligatures can also be used in reverse, to subtly separate adjacent glyphs and prevent unwanted collisions or visual merging. In many modern programming phones, more and more type foundries are highlighting their support for various OpenType features as a selling point. One common approach is to alter the glyphs of frequently repeated symbols to improve the distinction between similar-looking content, or to make repeated characters easier to count. Some fonts also enhance the readability of symbol combinations, for example, by rendering exclamation mark plus equal sign as a widened, double-width not equal sign for clearer recognition. The ligatures mentioned above originate from typographic practices, where their function is purely aesthetic and technical in font design and typesetting, without altering the semantic meaning of the text. These are therefore termed typographic ligatures. In contrast, another category exists: orthographic ligatures. These are not mere connected forms of two letters, nor can they be mechanically split back into their original component. Instead, they evolve into entirely new letters. The most iconic example is the letter W, whose name reflects its origin, called W in English and W in French. The origin of this letter won't be discussed here today, so if you are interested in this series, please leave a like and click subscribe. Comment below and let me know your ideas. Another notable case is the German Estet, or sharp S. Although the name Estet phonetically suggests a combination of S and Z, it is often written as a ligature of the long S and round S. Tracing its roots, this character emerged from the late medieval and modern German digraph SC, which in blackletter was stylized as a long S followed by a tailed C. So why is it written in combination of long S plus round S today? Between the 3rd and 8th centuries AD, a significant phonetic shift occurred in Germanic languages, known as the High German Consonant Shift. During this period, the West Germanic dialects that underwent the shift gradually evolved into Old High German, distinguishing themselves from non-shifted variants. The Proto-West Germanic voiceless stops pa, ta, and ka shifted to fricatives or affricates like ta, fa, and ha. This led to inconsistencies such as multiple sounds represented by a single letter or multiple spellings for a single sound, with letter usage largely dictated by personal preference. In the original alphabet, the letter Z represented both ta and sa. By the 13th century, S gradually became voiced as sa, necessitating a distinction. Consequently, sa began to be denoted by SS or digraph SZ. In Western typography, the ligature long S plus round S has long existed, but initially served purely as a typographic convention. The pivotal moment came in July 1903, when the Leipzig Typographic Society officially adopted the Sulzbacher form as the foundational design of the Estet. This marked Estet's formal entry into the German alphabet. Finally, in 2017, the German Orthographic Council standardized the uppercase form, cementing Estet's definitive role in German orthography. In contrast, the status of the digraph A in Dutch remains unresolved. Although the Dutch Language Union and many dictionaries recommend using I plus J directly, it often behaves as an orthographic ligature in practice. When capitalizing initials, the entire A is converted to uppercase. In Dutch crossword puzzles, they occupy a single square. On some typewriters, A has a dedicated key. The sign of Rijksmuseum designs it in this form, and many fonts design A as a ligature. Unicode code points U+0132 and U+0133 explicitly name its uppercase and lowercase forms as ligatures. These factors undeniably reinforce the grapheme's unified identity. The evolution of ligatures is not limited to forming standalone letters. Over the course of history, frequently used letter combinations have gradually transformed into symbolic forms. A prime example is ampersand, which signifies and originates from the Latin it. Similarly, the number sign evolved from Latin abbreviation libra bondo. Additionally, currency symbols, alchemical symbols, and astrological signs also trace their origins to letter ligatures. Ligatures are not exclusive to Latin script. Greek manuscript traditions included numerous ligatures, and influenced by this practice, early Greek printed works preserved such stylistic conventions. Today, Unicode still encodes ligatures like Gai and stigma. Cyrillic orthography also features many orthographic ligatures, most of which are included in Unicode. In Arabic, ligatures are dispensable. Proper text rendering on screens requires extensive OpenType features. In East Asia, historically vertical Japanese writing employed ligatures or combined characters, though only a few are encoded today, such as hiragana, yori, and katakana, koto. Let us return to the opening question. What purpose do these ligatures serve? Beyond mere aesthetic pursuit, they act into DNA's double helix. Typographic and orthographic ligatures twist, soar, and waltz through time, etching their intricate dance into annals of history. Through them, we glimpse the evolution of human language itself. Though many typographic ligatures faded with the rise of phototypesetting and desktop publishing in the 20th century, OpenType rekindled their dance. Now, in the quiet spaces between letters, in the breeze of every word, these humble symbols read together the continuum of human expression. Silent yet sovereign, they carry forward the unbroken stories of who we are.